Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the new full power battle that has come out against Dyspo, where you can earn yourself some slot removers and some Z power for Vegeta and, well, Gohan. So this is the full power battle. For those of you who don't know how full power battles work, they have 3 difficulties: normal, hard and scream. And on each difficulty you'll be rewarded the slot removers and the Z power. In terms of the actual event itself, you basically make teams of 4 with units from your own box. So you're going to need to level soul boost quite a few units if you want to have a very effective time here. The categories here are Son Family, Universe Rep, Extreme and Event Exclusive. Beyond that, there are some combat tips, and I'll be talking you through those when we actually take on the stage. The 2 units that will be receiving Z power from this event are Ultimate Gohan and Vegeta from the Don't Give Up Universe 7 event, so it's all pretty straightforward. Beyond that, there's not really too much else you need to know in terms of preparation. We'll talk through the units that I'm going to be using, but if you are wanting to do this, I highly suggest you do the Don't Give Up Universe 7 event beforehand, as the units are going to be able to help you with this event regardless. So there aren't any missions specifically for a full power battle, but there are missions that relate to the fierce fight or to the units themselves, so you'll complete some of those as well. Now, in terms of full power battle, it's relatively simple. I like to use as many event exclusive units as I can, just to show players that you can complete, normal and hard with relatively accessible teams. It also just helps, especially for new players, to kind of prioritize what units to go for. One thing I will say, the extreme slot doesn't have a bonus character, so you can pretty much place whichever unit you want in the extreme slot. Highly suggest placing Vados or Champa if you've got them from the summons, as I think those are actually the only bonus battle extreme units for this event. Now, beyond that, what I do suggest is when you are using supporters, that you use supporters that are fully leveled and fully soul boosted. So if you are someone who is busy putting their teams together and you notice that there are level 1 units or units that are not soul boosted in your support members, I highly suggest that you change that, basically adjust that and get yourself some better units, upgrade them, do all that sort of stuff. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Beyond that though, there's not anything really too crazy. One other suggestion is obviously gear. Gear is not the biggest biggest determining factor, but it is still important, so it's something that I think you should at least maybe consider taking a look at. Other than that, make sure you select some friend units, comrades as they're called. It's very much suggested that you do so. Comrades not only give you a bit of a power boost, which is always something that's appreciated, but comrades also essentially, to cut a long story short, give you they give you a power boost, but they also add into your team's overall little bonus number, so they can improve your damage quite significantly. It's also easy to get some big boosts because you should at least have some friends that have how can I say it, solid enough intros, if that makes sense. But yeah, beyond that, pretty straightforward. What you want to do is you want to just attack the boss. You'll be having 4 characters attack him, so there's really no opportunity for the boss to really attack back for the most part. You want to intercept any attacks that are on your allies, so if you see a little exclamation mark above their heads, do that. You'll see your link bonus on the side will grow up, and it will stop at 100%, and you want it to get there as quickly as possible. These moves that are appearing with the little yellow glowing border, you want to make sure that these moves you are not using until such time that the boss enters his shielded phase. When the boss is doing this AoE attack, just make sure that you dodge it by darting forwards and backwards, and then once the boss enters this phase, where he has his little red bar, you want to use your all-out strike and your all-out blast attack while his shield is up. Make sure you get the timing as good as you can and get as many taps as you can. And then once you've used both of those, you want to use a Rising Rush. The reason you want to use a Rising Rush after using those is because if you use the Rising Rush, you will delete all your cards. Once you've done that, you basically shouldn't have too much to take him down further. One thing I will say, use your special moves if you can before using Rising Rush, because special moves do a bit of increased damage, so I highly suggest you do that as well. Beyond that, that's basically everything you need to know about the combat portion of the event. There's really nothing too crazy when it comes to these combat portions of these events. Once you know the formula, it's just about making sure your characters basically meet the damage threshold. It's important to break the boss's shield, because if you don't break his shield, then he's going to do an AoE attack that's going to knock your units down to pretty low health, and also, basically like knocking them down to low health is also going to cause you some problems, because if he knocks out units, then your Rising Rush just won't do as much damage. So that's also important to be aware of. I think overall, for me, in general, just make sure you keep to the basics, and then I think at the end of the day, it'll be like a very, very solid situation for you. But yeah, beyond that, I would say it's a pretty simple process. The normal difficulty and the hard difficulty I always usually cover on the channel, so you should be able to see that. And then yeah, beyond that, I think for me at least, I would say the Scream difficulty is always a little bit difficult, but we'll take a look at it and we'll definitely try to get it done. But yeah, it's an easy way to get Z power and slot removers. See you next time. Bye.